welcome back to Mika Reaction Reviews, reacting to things on the internet. And today we are returning to Bill Maher. He is on a roll. He's becoming like someone I really like enjoying listening to. Still, I don't agree with everything he says, but he's coming around. He's coming around. He's like a Russian brand, you know, and he's slowly swallowing the red pill. Anyway, so today we're going to react to his video called Monologue, Let's Go Brandon. Real Time with Bill Maher, HBO. I guess, you know, the trend is still alive and kicking. It was uploaded 6 hours ago and has 213,000 views and 4.6 thousand likes. So we're gonna get right into it. But before you do, if you like these type of videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. If you like to support the channel even further, you can sign up for my brand new YouTube membership program. Different tiers, different levels, different perks, from free merch to discounted merch to exclusive videos, early access to videos, to handwritten postcards from moi. It's a great way to stay connected and a great way to support this channel. Other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, here we go.
Thank you. It'll go to my head. We can't have that. We can't have it go to my head. Now, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate you also being on the side of optimism. It was a very strange week. There's a lot of good news, which I'm going to get to, but it came too late to help the Democrats from getting their ass kicked all over the country in off-year elections. Have you been following that? Virginia was the big one. Terry McAuliffe was the governor. It should have been an easy race. Lost to Glenn Youngkin. Glenn Youngkin. It sounds like the scotch you buy at Costco. Glenn Youngkin. Okay, so the big. I've been saying this. Schools are going to be the big. That's what happened. The big issue was critical race theory being taught in the schools. We're going to talk about it on the panel. I'll just say, Virginia people, the only race they want their kids to be learning about is NASCAR. That seems to be the message. Now, I think Democrats should study critical race theory, which is the theory that it's critical to win races. And of course, you know, they're blaming Biden because, you know, his numbers taking everybody down. You know, they're already writing Biden's obituary.
So, like, yeah, Biden's approval rating is plummeting. Again, surprisingly, not too long ago, he was the most popular president ever voted for in American history. Not so much today. That was a really big fall from grace. You know what I mean? I believe Glenn Youngkin might be the truck driver who only spent like $150-something on his political campaign and won, which it says a lot for what people are thinking, because I believe a Republican hasn't won in Virginia in many years. And critical race theory is a course that should not be taught in schools, and the Democrats like to pretend it's not being taught in school because they would phrase it a different way instead of critical race theory. But teaching white kids that they are privileged simply because they're white and black kids are oppressed simply because they are black, which I am completely against. And I'm glad to see a lot of parents and teachers stepping up to the plate and fighting against this. And so I think getting the word out what critical race theory is, or what CRT is, to normie parents, suburban housewives, is really important so they understand what it is. Because I think, because schools don't label it that and they call it something else, that it can really go over parents' head if they're not really paying attention. So I believe the guy who won really fought against that and said that he would stop it from being taught in schools, and I think that's one of the reasons why he won. But yeah, let's continue.
His political obituary. The real one they wrote years ago. But Biden had another rough week, I got to say. You know, first of all over the country now, conservatives think it's so funny to say, let's go Brandon. Have you followed this story? Yeah. There was a NASCAR race, and a driver named Brandon won the same day that the crowd was chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." And the announcer, either dumb or wanting to cover this up, said, "They're saying, let's go Brandon." So now airline pilots are saying it. It's a big code word for fuck Biden, so that was bad.
Okay, so first of all, it is not just Republicans or conservatives. And this is the thing that, for me, what Bill Maher. It's like he's almost there, but he still holds on to some of that idea that if it's something against my political ideology, then it just must be conservatives that are doing it, and it's not. And I think a lot of people are getting sick of that narrative. It's not working anymore. Everybody doesn't think Biden is doing a good job right now. His approval rating isn't only plummeting against Republicans or conservatives, it is plummeting with independent voters as well. It's gone down a bit with Democrats, but for the most part it's independent voters. So to pretend or act like it's just conservatives who are upset about the job that Biden is doing when it comes to many things like the economy, like the what's going on with the pandemic, overseas, international relations, gas prices, the inflation, everything, the prices of everything going up. There's to pretend that only conservatives care about the fact that inflation is happening in the country that they live in. It just makes absolutely no sense. Most working class families, or even lower income families, middle class families, suburban, all of us care. So I think this is where the left is losing a lot of the middle class or those normie Americans. When you try to like label stuff like that, it's like, hey, I'm not a conservative and I care about this. A lot of people are saying, you know, let's go Brandon, not out of just frustration for Biden, but just frustration for the last 2 years. It's just a way to get released. It's like therapeutic almost, a way to get rid of that stress and all that built up shit that people have been holding on for the last 2 years, losing their jobs, losing their loved ones, not knowing what's going to happen in the future. Everybody is saying that, not just conservatives, kids are saying it, young people are saying it. So they just sort of label it that way. It's just another way to sort of try to demonize something, because like the media has brainwashed a lot of people. They're thinking like, oh my God, conservatives are like the worst thing ever. So that to be even compared to them is like terrifying to people. So if we can label it conservative, it demonizes it. Therefore, normally people will be too scared to say it because they don't want to be compared to a conservative. It's just stupid. It's the same thing when people saying like only conservatives don't like CRT, only white men don't like CRT, which if you look at a lot of these videos that went viral, most of them are people of color, black people, Hispanic people, a lot of women. But of course they're going to label it that, so you be scared to be against it because you don't want to be labeled a conservative. The same thing when they try to pretend anybody who was against lockdowns or mandates or people having body autonomy or stuff like that was a conservative. Like, it's everybody. So the narrative is failing. They really need to back off of this if they want to keep anybody, because it just looks disingenuous. Anyway, let's continue.
Then Biden went to Glasgow, Scotland for the big summit meeting, gave a moving speech saying that the recent alarming news about melting ice flows and natural disasters should serve as a real wake-up call. And then he fell asleep. So that didn't look good. No, the far left is right. He's not woken up.
Should be living out his golden years, his retirement years, not running for president, in my humble opinion. Let's continue.
The far left is right. He's not woken up. He's got to literally be more woke. His disapproval rating, Joe's, was 36%. Not that far long ago. Now it's up to 53%. And Joe said, "You think that's bad? You should hear about this Brandon guy." People really hate him. Oh.
Is it me, or does Bill Maher seem nervous? Was there some sort of discomfort to me in his mannerism and the way he's sort of presenting and delivering this monologue? He seems nervous or uncomfortable. And I think because not too long ago he was on Joe Rogan saying that, because Joe Rogan, I don't know, they talked about Biden, and I think Bill Maher said something like, well, we don't, you know, there's nothing to make fun of Biden for because he's doing a great job or whatever, so that's why they don't make jokes about Biden when they make jokes about every single other president that has existed. So it feels like he's uncomfortable saying this, whether it's he don't want to because he wants to like Biden, or he voted for Biden, or maybe he doesn't want to turn his audience off. But is it just me, or am I reading too much into it? It feels like he's uncomfortable. Like he doesn't, I've seen many of these and he seems very like comfortable with his jokes and how he delivers it, and here he's like, you know, a little bit like nervous. Anyway, let's continue.
Oh. But this is what's so weird about it. The actual news is pretty good. The economy is going through the roof. We added 531,000 jobs in October. That's a big number for 1 month. The Dow, there was a book. Could the Dow ever be 36,000? Now it is. The stock market's never been higher. We're out of Afghanistan. COVID's going way down, and they have a pill now. Merck had it about a month ago. Now that was going to stop 50% of this. Now Pfizer has one. They says will stop 90%. So we have a shot and we have a pill. Could I please return to real life? I left the coffee maker on in my office, and
he seems nervous. Is it just me? He seems off or something. But anyway, okay, maybe all those things are true, but people are also losing their jobs because, again, they don't have body autonomy anymore. And my body, my choice just went out the window for some reason. And there's a lot of liberals that are just totally fine with it all of a sudden. And in Afghanistan, yeah, we're out. But it was a fucking disaster. And I'm pretty sure we'll end up back in Afghanistan at some point because of ISIS. So that's temporary. So yeah, jobs have been created, but still, healthcare workers, frontline workers, teachers, people are losing their jobs. Inflation, gas prices is up the roof. So yeah, you can point all those things out, but I think the normie person is not really feeling that. And they're about to get rid of that tax that Trump did. That helped a lot of people make a lot more money on a yearly basis, and they're about to get rid of it because, you know, the rich get richer. But I don't know, let's continue.
it's been since March of 2020. No, I think this pill is going to be a real game changer. Although it's kind of a curveball to the imagination people, because on the one hand, it's endorsed by the government, so, you know, it will take away your freedom.
Exactly. I was going to mention that. Like, oh, yeah, there's a pill and there's a vaccine. I think most people have COVID fatigue at this point, and most people don't want to just keep pumping shit in their bodies. Like, and that pill that he's talking about, the article that I seen, it was not separate from the poke. It was with the poke. So now you have to get the poke, and you gotta get boosters, and now you gotta take a pill. Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of people are happy about that. And we're never going back to normal. Let's face it, this is not going anywhere. This is the new seasonal flu. Get over it and move on and learn to live with it. Be responsible, be accountable, be healthy, take care of yourself. This isn't going anywhere. People forget that we haven't found the cure to everything. Things just stick around. This is sticking around, in my humble opinion, and according to a lot of other people who are a lot smarter than me, a lot educated than me, and experts in the field. Let's continue.
But on the other hand, it's a pill, so you can grind it up and snort it in your truck. So that's... Speaking of trucks, do you know who Lauren Boebert is? She's one of the new Republican people, let's just say there. I think she's from Colorado. She spoke out this week, made news. She said, no one really needs paid maternity leave because, quote, I delivered one of my children in the front seat of my truck. And she cut the umbilical cord by slamming the door. I mean, this chick is rugged. And this was at a Wendy's drive-thru. And then she ordered nuggets for the baby.
When you want one of those Wendy's smoothies, you want a smoothie. No matter what, nothing's gonna keep you from it. Let's continue.
I'm telling you, this... And not to be outdone, Marjorie Taylor Greene said when it's time for her to give birth, she just crawls under the front porch.
You saying she's like a dog or something? Like a pig? I don't know. All right, let's continue.
But speaking of paid maternity leave, Democrats are this close to passing their big bill, and family leave is added back in. Joe Manchin was objecting to that. And Kirsten Sinema, she's still deciding what to go as for Halloween.
Yeah, that big stimulus bill, that's supposed to be a stimulus bill for the American people, that's looking more like a new Green Deal than a stimulus bill. That bill you're talking about? Are you guys paying attention? Because most of that ain't helping you or I. Let's continue.
It's hard to really... And I love this. Did you see this story? There's been hundreds of QAnon followers. Are there QAnon people here? Everyone is welcome at my show. No? Anyway, if you are, you're welcome. They were camping out in Dealey Plaza, Dallas, because they believed JFK Jr., son of the most iconic Democrat ever, who died in a plane crash in 1999, was going to return, or maybe never died or returned from the dead, I don't know, to lead the Republican Party. Or something like that. Well, one of the parts of the theory was that Trump was going to be reinstated. And then he would make JFK Jr. his vice president, and then Trump would step down, and JFK Jr. would be president, who would then appoint Michael Flynn to be vice president. Just like it says in our Constitution, ladies and gentlemen, that they're always carrying around.
I'm pretty sure that was a tiny minority of people who actually believe that, but okay, let's continue.
That's up. So all that's going to happen. And then JFK Jr. is going to say, you know, maybe next time we could meet somewhere my father wasn't assassinated. Would that fit in?
I feel like this is an attempt to, once again, to try to make Trump supporters look like they're crazy, wackadoo conspiracy theorists. And so, like, on one hand, like, Bill Maher will make a monologue talking about how we need to come together and stop demonizing each other's voters. And on the other hand, he'll come out with a statement like this. So it's like, I'm pretty sure there's like 3 people who actually thought that.
But they know who this JFK Jr. is. I'm not making this up. They have I'll show you the picture. This is the person they say is JFK Jr. now. Dead ringer, isn't he? Isn't he a dead? And by the way, I'm really River Phoenix. Anyway.
He wish he was River Phoenix. Anyway, guys, that was Bill Maher. Bill Maher, let's go. Brandon. Okay, I enjoyed that, but for me, his energy was off. He seemed nervous, like he wasn't prepared for the monologue. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Tell me, guys, what do you think about what Bill Maher said, what I said in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to get the notification when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you support the channel even further, you can sign up for my brand new YouTube membership. Different tiers, different levels, different perks. A great way to stay connected and a great way to support this channel. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle. I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, go in the description box below. Hit the link. Go subscribe to my travel vlog channel and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye.
By creating an imaginary picture